This video contains historical images of battle aftermath, including casualties, for educational purposes. It began here, Fredericksburg, December 1862. Can you imagine yourself stumbling through unbroken wilderness, swamps, hills, briars, tangled trees, all while trying not to be killed by fire, by cannonball, by gunshot? That was reality for both Federals and Confederates across this scarred stretch of Virginia from Fredericksburg to Chancellorsville, the wilderness, and Spotsylvania. Not one battle, but the same ground-absorbing death again and again and again. South of town, homes like the Stratton House and Innes House became cover, then morgues. At the Stratton House, bodies were stacked so high in the backyard they blocked the view of the river. Today, Stratton House is a privately owned residence. Innes House is part of the Fredericksburg battlefield, and you can visit today and view the bullet holes yourself. At the sunken road, Confederate soldiers waited behind a stone wall. Union troops advanced into a slaughter. Bodies fell so thick they formed bridges of flesh and mud. At Prospect Hill, later called Dead Horse Hill, thousands of animals were killed. The stench lingered for weeks. Some said you could hear horses screaming long after the guns went silent. Across the river stood Chatham Manor, also called the Lacey House, used as a Union headquarters and field hospital. Amputated limbs were piled outside. From here, the war rolled south to Spotsylvania Courthouse. At the Bloody Angle, men fought hand-to-hand for nearly 20 hours. Bodies piled so deep, the earth turned red and pulped beneath their feet. The aftermath was worse. At Todd's Tavern, Elwood Manor, Salem Church, field hospitals overflowed. Brush fires swept the wilderness. Wounded men, unable to move, were burned alive where they fell. Their screams echoed through the trees. Today, much of this land is modern subdivisions. Driveways cut through trenches. Relics still surface. Imagine building your home where men once waited in terror, or burned, or died in the dark. People report cold spots, feelings of dread, being watched, residual hauntings, echoes of trauma trapped in time. It's almost as if the soldiers never left. And then Fredericksburg again. Confederate General Thomas Stonewall Jackson launched a daring flank attack through the woods. That night, riding along the plank road at dusk, his own men mistook him for Union cavalry. They opened fire. Jackson was struck multiple times. His arm was amputated at the Wilderness Tavern. He died days later at Fairfield Plantation. Today, the tavern is gone, only a lone chimney remains, standing like a gravestone. After Jackson's death, soldiers said something changed. Union veteran John Schaff later wrote that many believed Jackson never left, that his spirit became part of the wilderness itself. Bound to the roads, the trees, the smoke. Footsteps were heard where no men stood. Figures moved between the trees at dusk. A lone rider watching, then gone. 1 year later, in 1864, history repeated itself. During the Battle of the Wilderness, Jackson's close friend and successor, General James Longstreet, was struck down by friendly fire on nearly the same road, under eerily similar circumstances. Coincidence? Or Stonewall Jackson still fighting his war? Mansfield Plantation. Soldiers from both sides were treated, and many died. People still claim the wounded never left. Union soldiers marching through afterward wrote of dread. Skeletons still lay where men had died the year before. Who's to say this land didn't keep something? After the war, burial teams were sent here with strict orders: bury only the Union dead. But the ground told a different story. Union and Confederate bodies lay tangled together, impossible to separate, so they buried them all. These graves belonged to Mississippi soldiers, Confederates, but they were marked with Union headboards, names lost, sides erased. In death, the war didn't care who you fought for. Is it 99% paranormal or not? So after repeated battles, unburied dead, fire, fear, and grief, who's to say this land didn't keep something? At St. George's Church, witnesses speak of a gentle ghost. In 1858, a young woman arrived for choir practice. The church was nearly dark. She climbed to the loft and saw a veiled woman kneeling at the altar. The figure stood, looked at her sadly, and vanished. Since then, footsteps, unlocked doors, pews creaking, dogs refusing to enter. No violence, no screams, just a presence that doesn't want to be disturbed. If you've been here or lived here, tell me what you felt.